So I'm Chief T.K. Waters with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Investigations Chief. Tonight at 6:44, patrol officers responded to a robbery in progress in the 5800 block of Normandy Boulevard. Patrol officers arrived 3 minutes after being dispatched, where they saw the victim standing in a parking lot pointing in the direction of the suspect who fled on foot. Officers stopped briefly, had maybe a few words with the victim, and spotted the suspect immediately and began following him. He fled into an apartment complex very close in the 1100 block of Lane Avenue. He ran on foot through the apartment complex, disappeared into what we thought was an apartment at some point. They looked for several minutes, about approximately 45 minutes. They eventually got a witness to call and say they believe he went into an apartment. Officers set up, began calling for the suspect to come out. Several occasions, probably about 10 times, they made calls asking him to come out. Eventually he did come out with his hands in the air. As they began to talk to him and approach him and ask him to come toward them, he continued to pace back and forth, refusing to do that. As they approached close to him, he then ran off once again. Patrol officers gave chase on foot and in the vehicle. He ran toward a fence. When he tried to jump the fence, as one of the patrol officers tried to cut him off in the vehicle, he fell back down onto the car, jumped over the fence. Officers followed him behind the fence, where a struggle ensued. During the struggle, the suspect fired one shot. The officers returned fire, striking him and killing him at the scene. No officers were injured at the scene. He is deceased. He's a tall, slender, light-skinned male. We are still working to identify him at this point. And that's all we have at this moment. Both officers have been placed on administrative leave, and the state attorney's office is on scene and conducting an independent investigation. I'll answer any questions that I can at this time.
How many total officers were involved?
Two officers that were involved in the shooting. There were several involved in the manhunt.
Any more details on the robbery?
Not at this point, no.
Do you know if the suspect was able to get away with anything from that burglary?
That's still, there's a robbery, and that's still under investigation.
Do you know, was the robbery at a beauty salon?
The robbery was at a business. I don't want to specify which business it was, but it was to an individual.
Is the victim injured?
Excuse me?
Was the victim injured?
The suspect is deceased.
No, the victim of the robbery.
The victim, no, he was not injured.
So the robbery, was it inside the business, or was it just outside in the parking lot?
It was outside the business and to the individual.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.